Hey, yo, what the deal, my people? You know what it is. The Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you with another one. And this one is Game of Thrones Season 6 has released another trailer, kind of like a follow-up trailer to the trailer they already had out. Kind of fills in the gaps to a couple of pieces. My subscriber sent me some screenshots of it that he took, and I'm going to use those. And I watched it on a secondhand thing on YouTube, so I'm just gonna tell you, take away what I got from it because it really isn't a clear copy of it, and just tell you basically what I got from it real quick, and what you should think from it. The opening narration you get in this trailer is from Tyrion talking to someone we don't know who about being in the great Game of Thrones. And it's basically kind of like the same conversation that Cersei gave to Ned Stark about being in the Game of Thrones. And I'm telling you from this clip once again that Tyrion is definitely going to be the guy to release the dragons this season. I can't see it going down any other way. That means to me that it's going to get bad in Meereen before it gets better, for the fact that he's going to have to go do that. Next shot we get is a better shot of Sansa running in the woods. Exactly the same shot we got in the other trailer, just a little bit longer form. As I said before, I think that these shots that they're showing Sansa all link up with the Brienne shots that we see her on horseback later on, tackling the Bolton men. I do believe Brienne and Pod will save them both. And I think that's how Brienne becomes part of Sansa's King Guard. I think Queen's Guard. In the end, I think that Sansa's Queen's Guard, if they all survive, will consist of Brienne, the Hound, and Jaime Lannister. The narration is then switched over to the High Sparrow, who basically is telling us that everybody's a sinner. We all kill. We all deserve death, basically. You know, that's basically what he's saying. And as I said before, then they show again the Brienne shots, and as I said, I think that these shots with Brienne are tied right back into the shots with Sansa and Reek, or Theon, whatever you want to call him. But Brienne seems to have a thing from fighting off a horseback. It seems like since it worked for her last season, she's doing it again this season, that she's fighting off a horseback. So maybe that's her thing. Maybe she's a better fighting off a horseback than she is standing up, or maybe they liked that scene so much last year that they can't stop shooting it. Who knows? But I like it. I like to see the fighting off a horseback. Just like the Robert's Rebellion, the fight between Robert and Rhaegar was really supposed to be on horseback, but it's really never depicted that way. The best narration of this video comes in the end when Jack and Hagar takes the reign, and he basically tells her straight up, one way or the other, her face gonna be added to this wall. So we basically saying it's gonna be your face or it's gonna be somebody's face, but someone's face is gonna be added to this wall. Which right then makes me think of, when I think of the faceless men, it's supposed to be, like a privilege for them killing people, and it seems like right here it's not that much of a privilege. It doesn't seem so much of a church, more than it's going like culty. It sounds right then, which is not what it sounds like in the books. But right, with him saying that line, it sounds a little bit more culty at that particular time. But I think it's going to be very interesting with Arya. I think that would be the second hot spot this whole season, with Arya out there dealing with Jack and the Faceless Men. And we get a little montage, not as good as the montage we got in the first one. Basically, a lot of things we've seen before. We see Sansa hiding in the bushes. Maybe this does show that Theon gets caught, but I really don't think Theon gets caught. I think maybe they catch up to Theon while she's hiding out, and then they get saved, and then she comes out of hiding. But I don't think Theon gets caught. I do think that they're all together. We get that, and we get a couple other things. So let's talk about some things that we did not get in the other trailer, the real good stuff that we see here. Yes, we get further footage of the Tower of Joy, and basically we do know what's going down there. So it's not much for me to discuss here, but let's start with this picture right here. Now, 1-1, and I'm going to say that this is 1-1 because I can't see it being any other giant, and this place it looks like could be Winterfell. Now, when I first thought of it, I said, is this the wall? But he's on the other side of the wall, so it made no sense. So then I had to go with Winterfell when I look at this thing, and it looks like he is running right through Winterfell, like with no mercy. What does this mean? This must mean that the Boltons have to fall in this battle without a doubt. There's no way that 1-1's gonna make it all the way through the gates, busting through the gates of Winterfell, if this is the place he is at, and the Boltons do not fall. Then again, this old picture of Davos looks like the same spot. So is Davos at Winterfell, or is this spot at the wall? I thought this was at the wall. I don't know, it's a little bit confusing, but that's what's good about it. I'd rather be confused and know exactly what's going on. But it's either the wall or Winterfell, but I'm going to lean towards Winterfell. We also see Jaime on horseback in King's Landing, so now we know that one of those people on horseback is him. And then we also see Drogo flying overhead. I think this will happen later on. Now the next and final and best picture we get here is what I'm going to have to say is the Night's King grabbing Bran's arm. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean this is in real time? It quite possibly could be in real time because the Night's King is right up on him. And in my other video that I did before this, I said something exactly like that. So I think that's exactly what's going on here. If other people's dreams, well, that opens up a whole nother can of worms that we're going to have to talk about on a later date. So when I get more and better footage of this trailer, when it really drops, if there's anything else that I didn't touch on here, I will make another one. But if I have covered everything, then I'll just leave it at that. So if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace! And stay sexy.